Alright, time for a Rengar game. This will be a low elo game. I will explain everything you need to know about Rengar basically in order to be, or at least to get started on him, but also to be successful on him. He is quite the strong champion if you play him well, but it definitely takes a bit of practice to play him well. So, yeah. I'll be doing my classic recall here to just defend my camps on top side. We're gonna go for a standard full clear. You can opt to potentially invade as Rengar, like this matchup specifically is invadable because Udyr does have a very weak initial stage to the game. He needs to hit level 3 at least in his clear, and up until that point he's gonna lose a lot of HP usually, because without his W he's gonna lose health. But yeah, that being said, I will just go for the full clear because that is consistent and that is easier to replicate than realizing when you can actually invade something. So that's what we're going to go for. Just a red buff start is usually what I end up doing because it does allow for potential diversions to an invade while being stronger because you have red buff at that point, right? So that is what I'm opting for here. That's going to have to be one more hit, unfortunately. Okay. You can... Whoa. Is there ever a world? Nah. It's fine. I was about to say, is there ever a world where I just react to that? But the position where they did that in was not really something I could react to. If they did it in try, I could have moved. But in this situation, not really. So we're not going to go for that. W that out and we move. The big thing you have to remember that for the most part, when you hit AoE camps, you just want to use your W in power as much as possible. You also want to just use your W as you get a little bit of gray health. So let the camp hit you first and then use your W afterwards. And not just like instantly W, because then you don't get any HP back from it and it'll be slightly worse. Apparently that didn't die. Take your E. Now for, like I mentioned on the runes, I'm currently running Conqueror, but there are basically 3 options for Rengar that are viable. First Strike got nerfed a bit too hard out of the existence for Rengar, so don't go for that one. You have the option of going Conqueror, Fleet, or Dark Harvest. If none of those runes make sense, you have a rare option to go for Electrocute, or if you're just really not sure, Electrocute can always be solid. But generally speaking, rule of thumb is Conqueror for melee heavy champs, tanky champs, small fight Udyr, right? Melee heavy. If they have like range invade Kai champions, you want to go for like Fleet. I think like Nidalee, for example, or just a lot of annoying chase things where you need mobility positioning for. At that point, you want to go for yeah, that's Fleet, right? And then if you are facing a tremendous amount of squishies, you should simply go for Dark Harvest, because then you can scale that damage and just one-shot them over and over again. Now this game, I am not really against a lot of squishies, so I'm gonna have to be careful there. In power Q against this guy and just full send it, because I have priority from both my solo laners, so he should not be able to fight me. And there you go. Okay. Just snare him. Let him hit me first before I click W, and snare him again. And he's dead. Perfect. I snare him. I could have maybe queued him, but I snare him because he was getting close to the wall into potential flash range, and I didn't want to allow that to happen, right? I fight the Udyr that confidently in that position because I have priority in both lanes. You saw that my laners, my solo laners, were rotating first. They were pinging on their way. They were actually actively looking at their minimap, which was slightly surprising to me, I'm not gonna lie. But fair enough, you know, because they had that, I'm confident I can do that. I had my passive stacked up, so I can empower Q and just get a good fight in. If I'm looking to go all in for a fight, I'll empower the Q. If I'm like trying to survive or needing to deal with CC or anything like that, I will look to get a nice time to survive with my W empower. This is particularly good against high burst champions. So let's say K full-on leaps on me there if I'm against the K, and he bursts me out for like half my HP. That's when I would W, or like at least W, look to W and power, stuff like that. At least look to have one of my Ws ready to go in order to survive his burst, so I can heal myself back to full HP and then return the fight on him. But Udyr doesn't have this type of burst capability, so in that position I just empower Q and full-on send the damage into him essentially. I was a little bit sluggish on the clear. I definitely could have done that better, but trying to do this and explain everything with the runes at the same time was a bit much. So I lost like a couple seconds there. Ended up not mattering, of course, but yeah. As you can see, because I did Gromp before I did Blue, my Gromp is now spawning in line with my Wolf respawn, so I don't have to wait 20 seconds. If I do Blue after Wolves, then I'd have to wait about 20 seconds for my Gromp, which is very much not ideal. Alright, so that's something I wanted to avoid there. So, yeah. Because he was topside at that level 4 moment, he definitely started bot side and cleared up. And we also see that based on the map right now with that with the timer there. This guy is most likely on Krugs. Gonna hit the plant up. There he is. I do not have the capability here to go for this invade right now because of the mid laner recalling. He has priority. I think the top laner might get ganked in this position, so I'm just gonna walk here. Just calmly wait. Don't have to rush into anything. He's in a fightable position. And my top laner in this case was a little bit blind, unfortunately. Let's see if I don't survive that now. Okay, this one, like the previous one, he was a little faster. This one, he was a little bit slower. It's okay. It happens. I have enough for the brutalizer. We'll buy it then. Basically, build is fairly straightforward. There are potential variations to it, but there is just one consistent like option that you should really be going for. Tiamat first back, if you can afford it, that would be amazing. After that, you want to go for the Profane Hydra, just as your first item, always solid. There are things like Hubris you can go first if you like really looking to snowball. This especially goes well with like a Dark Harvest build, for example. But yeah, we're not like that's a little bit more of a tricky build to play with. Instead, just go Profane, especially when you're starting out. It'll be better for you. After that, you're just going to go Infinity Edge straight away. And then you're looking at an armor penetration item like Lord Dominic's or Mortal Reminder, depending on, well, if you need the healing reduction or not, basically. In this game, they are tankier, not really any healing, so we're going to go Lord Dominic's. But Mortal Reminder, it would be an option if you have that choice. And then after that, you're looking at things like Collector is a great item. You can do Axiom Arc. You can do Opportunity. You can do Serpents. Anything you might need, you can do, basically. Should be able to just go for the fight here. It is a Maul fight, though, so... Okay, we're good. We got there. He was gonna just go full fight on me, and because he was gonna go full fight, I just empowered Q to just get that extra damage in there, basically. And it worked out for me. It was, I'm fairly strong. It is still a Maul fight. If he built, like, armor there, I may have had more trouble, but he is building some AP Maul fight variation. So, that is also something noted earlier. Finish off the Void Drops. We saw the Udyr bot lane, so instead of going for my topside camps, I can go for his topside camps instead. Since we know exactly where he was, and since I did Rift Herald, there's a high chance here as well that he just simply goes for the dragon. So I'm just gonna take his topside camps, basically. If you see an opportunity to take the enemy jungler's camp like that, you definitely should. Oh, he did his red buff. That's very surprising. It's not respawned yet, at least. I'm gonna wait here. I'm not gonna... Okay, he did do red recently. Can I save my top laner? Probably not. Yeah, it's already a little far for me. He did red. I'm not gonna walk around in like awkward patterns. Okay, this is just an ult. I'll go for this Udyr first because he's in a closer position to his turret. Okay. He's in a closer position to his turret to the point where I can have like a higher likelihood of getting something done there. Wave, come back! No! It's gotta be the best I can do for him. I'm gonna actually be nice to my Nasus here and just freeze the wave right outside of his turret. So, there you go. You can do that with like a nice wave like that for like a champion like Nasus who wants to play under his turret. That is a nice thing you can do. I could have been extremely greedy in that position and just taken his entire wave, but I'm already strong, and I don't want my Nasus to just like have a bad time there when the wave gets shoved in and he gets re-ganked or something like that. So I just hold this wave in front of the turret. If it's possible, it's possible. If my Nasus's wave was big enough to where it was shoving towards their side already, then I would have had to full clear the wave, because then he needs that help to push the wave into the turret so the wave bounces back into the middle or starts shoving back towards Nasus, essentially. And so look at like where the wave is going. If the wave is going favorable for your teammate towards the turret, just try to freeze it. That's the nice thing to do. Obviously, you can take the entire wave if you want to be greedy, but that's, I guess, up to you. I guess the moment where I would take the entire wave to be greedy is if my top laner was 0 and 6. Because at that point, his strength doesn't really matter anymore, if that makes sense. That would be like where I would do that. But generally speaking, like if they're doing relatively well or if they're just doing neutral, it's all good. That was a Twitch ward placement, I think. Just gonna recall here. I have 2,600 gold, which is a lot of money to invest right now, so we're definitely gonna look for that. I have 7 out of 8 kill participation, which is basically just all the kills. We go for this, we go for CDR boots, and we go for the Infinity Edge, so I can afford the pickaxe. It's better to build the attack damage over the crit first, because of the fact that your Q crits. So just having extra attack damage is gonna mean more, and then eventually the crit enhanced from the Infinity Edge is what's gonna give you the damage, right? So that's, yeah, what we're looking at here. Profane finished, boots finished, and we're just gonna go Infinity Edge now. We have 50 seconds on those Void Grubs that we want to play for. We want to, like, all our camps are down currently. We want to play topside because of Void Grubs, and we're gonna just look for Udyr's topside camps now because of that, because we recently cleared those earlier as well, right? So we can look to see if we can retake everything. There is Xerath. I'm gonna snare him real quick so I can just walk up to him. Right there, what I do is I auto-attack move. So the moment I can actually leap on him or after him there, because he still has vision due to me hitting my E, which gives vision for a brief moment in time there, I was able to get him. Alright, good. In this case, I'm actually just going to push the wave, because here I can create a bit of pressure with the wave shoving into this turret, so I could just go Void Grubs here. But yeah, there, it was just, we saw Xerath, we E him. E gives vision for a bit on the enemy you hit with it. And then at that point, he jumped or flashed over the wall, which I still had vision over because of the E use. I also snared him, and it was just a nice free jump. Usually, if they flash away from you, an auto-attack move click on Rengar is what's going to allow you to jump after your targets very easily. So that's what I did there. I'm going to give this guy the Q hit so he can get his stacks off of it. I'm not you could smite things there, but I wasn't at risk of losing them. But Nasus wants the last hits because they give him bonus stacks on his Q, so I'm just gonna let him have it essentially. After all this, my entire jungle is up, so we're gonna try to rotate for them nicely. As you noticed, like my top side, or my entire jungle was basically down because I cleared it fairly recently. And then I made the entire top side play looking for Udyr's camps because I knew they were up since I cleared them earlier. And now I can then just return to my own camps after playing for the objective that I wanted, which were those Void Grubs. And we're looking pretty good, right? We also won like a nice fight on top by killing Xerath and Malphite, which helps. I have a lot of kill participation. Like basically this entire leads me. My bot lane is... My mid lane is like... My solo laners are doing fine. My bot lane is struggling a little bit, which is fixable. Go for a nice classic Rengar gank here, I think. One thing you can do is stack up. I don't know if I make this. We'll try to ult. Gonna go for Twitch first, I think. Nah, never mind. That's a bit much. Okay, you just messed up. That's again classic Rengar right there. You just walk towards a bush if you can't reach somebody in actual melee range, and then as soon as you hit the bush, you auto attack move click. Which will instantly jump you to the target you're looking to go for. So I walked into the bush, and the moment I saw the circle appear around me, I clicked here, auto attack move click on the Twitch, and if you have it set up, well, the way I do with target champion only toggle is something you attack move on cursor is the one. So the closest one to your attack move gets the aggro from you, which is what I got there on the Twitch. If you hit the toggle champions only thing, then you can only hit the Twitch as well, so that makes clicking him even easier. But that's basically how I did that, using the bush to your advantage to get a kill, essentially. Right? So blue spawns here. We're gonna look for the blue. We can look for his topside camps again. We're gonna also do this right now and actually get our passive stacked up here to the 4 marks. Udyr's burst combo. Oh wait, Udyr. Why do I say Udyr? This is not gonna happen actually. I can't really jump into this situation here. I'm just gonna go do his red buff. Get my stacks back, and I will just wait for the fight here to like go on a little bit, so I now have a better opportunity. 4 stacks on my passive. We prep this up. Prep the Q as you go before you go in, and then you just kill them all by going for 4 Qs and finish him off. 3 Qs, sorry. So you prep the Q by getting a full stack mark off of a camp or anything like that before you go in. Then you prep it before you jump. So you see that you go in, you click your Q first, you then jump on the target, you then EW QQ again with the Profane Hydra proc in there, and they will die. This was obviously a very quick one, but I got all the information out of it, so we're gonna move into game number 2, and yeah, you'll see everything in action with this. So yeah, see you guys in 2 seconds. All right. It's time for the second game of this video. The first one was obviously relatively quick, but did have all the information in it, so we are happy with that. I'll be playing this one against a Sejuani here. Yeah, it's like, again, here, like looking at the rune you want to use, right? You're looking at pretty bruisery, tanky, melee heavy team. So this is definitely a Conqueror game. If they were more ranged kites, like a lot of mobility range kite champions, then you're gonna go for Fleet. And if they're just full squish, like all squish, you just go Dark Harvest, because then it just ends up being better out of those options, essentially. And yeah, that's the way we're doing this. So again, Conqueror this game. Those are the other conditions. Electrocute can be taken kind of whenever you want, though, if you want to have some more single target burst, if you're really not sure. But yeah, I had Conqueror. Like, the situational options for the runes are just better. Also, another thing before we, I guess, get into this one, if you haven't subscribed yet and you enjoyed the video so far, a subscription would be greatly appreciated. Hitting the like button would also greatly be appreciated. And yeah, what is going on? What is this spike even? What did I just get pinged for? Like, I don't even... Oh, he wanted to give me vision to jump over the wall. I guess that's fair enough. I think that was what it was pinging for there. Okay. I mean, you can use a ward for that, but I'd rather place my ward just like regularly defensive and lose like a couple seconds not being able to leap the wall. Technically speaking as well, if you want to do leap the... Like, if you go clear and start like blue first, you will always be able to leap the wall, because then you'll have your bola to give you vision. And with that, you can, you know, save yourself some time there as well. But yeah, and in this case, we're just going for like a casual clear, essentially. Yeah, top lane lost the fight. Bot lane did get first blood on Blitzcrank, which is, I guess, is kind of good. There we go, focus on the big one here with the Empower. I meant to hit the small one there. Oh well. Gonna go for Gromp before we go for the blue, because this gives us the respawn for the next sequence to be better. Gonna smite that as well. Stand in the bush to get the extra stack. So just hit it down. Use your Q as an auto attack reset as well. That's okay. Alright, get the scuttle. As it spawns, I do not have priority in my lanes right now, so I have to keep that in mind. I'm gonna just auto attack it with full stacks here, because if the enemy jungler shows up to fight me some type of way, I'd rather have my full stacks ready to go for the fight instantly than not. See if I can loop in for the backside angle on this. Land the bola for the snare. Keep walking with him as I auto attack. Okay. Flash Q at the end there to finish him. I needed to like line that up relatively well with my mid laner if there was going to be enough damage for that. I don't know exactly what type of damage I should be expecting from an Aurora. So I was a little bit hesitant to just go for it. And yeah. Probably going to have to danger ping. ADC dies there to a hook, okay. Still, not bad. We got the clearing. We get our Tiamat. We want to back relatively fast because we need to catch the next rotation of our camp spawns right now. So that's what we're doing. Okay, my top lane is struggling a lot, and it's going to get much worse as soon as this guy finishes his Blade of the Rune King, which I assume is going to be his first item here. Okay, I mean, next rotation of our camps are spawning. We have the Tiamat first back, so we're pretty happy with that. We should be in a pretty nice position for ourselves, at least. We'll see if we can do some stuff to fix top lane later on. It's not that hard to do. Depending on how far behind he falls, actually. If he falls very far behind, it gets very difficult, unless I'm very far ahead myself. I'm just going to go for another second rotation. Like, we're just going to keep it nice and clean as our camps respawn here. We'll be able to take everything, keeping good pacing in our camps. And this is just very important for, like, jungle consistency. I'm not going to try too much or too desperate to gank. I can lane gank top. Like, that's a very nice option here to potentially mess up the Aurelia, because Tahm Kench is shoving the wave. So we're going to do Gromp here, and then we're hopefully going to be able to move towards top, unless he literally dies right now, which would be the worst thing. But I think he will. Either that or he's just going to be super low, yeah. He is getting absolutely clattered. That is not good. If I go for top now, I would actually just double die, because Tahm Kench is not in a fightable state at the moment. I can hit the plant to scare the Aurelia to give Tahm Kench a bit of breathing room, which is what I'm going to do there, but I really can't gank or play for anything because I'm just way too weak. Okay, Tahm Kench is way too weak. I'm not way too weak, but I'm too weak to win it convincingly because Aurelia is strong due to Tahm Kench inting her. And because of that, if I go in now, I would just literally give the guy a double kill, and that is the last thing that I want to happen. So I cannot do that, unfortunately. If my Tahm Kench had full HP here, I would go for it. Just by the way. She does have a relatively low mana, to be fair. Might be considerable as a play. She did the dragon. Okay, I'm just gonna get the red as it spawns. He apparently started here. So we'll go take this. After red, I might be able to go top because of Aurelia's lack of mana. It might be actually playable. But I'm very worried about my Tahm Kench being really useless there, and we just lose the fight and I give the Aurelia a double kill. Killing Aurelia would be huge though. Okay, she has literally no mana, so I should be able to do this because of that. We're gonna ult here. And then before it times out, we're gonna Q click. Nice, perfect. Very good. This is only possible because she had no mana. Literally the only reason that was doable. I'm now gonna have to help this guy shove his wave out, so he gets it to bounce on the turret and it bounces back to him, so he doesn't get frozen in a very bad spot on the wave. It needs to just be pushed as fast as possible because of TP. So this is the way it's gotta be. She didn't get her Q reset, so she's never gonna chase in this position, so I should be relatively safe. This and boots. Yeah, the only reason I was able to do that was because of the mana. Like, because I looked at that, because as you saw otherwise, I would have been super dead. But that's also why top is very risky, because my Tahm is that weak, and he's not even rushing steel caps either to deal with an auto attack based champion. So because of these reasons, it gets very... Oh, wait, what happened to my... Excuse me? Okay, recording seems fine. I don't know what happened just now, but okay. But yeah, because of that, it was a bit sketch. And I definitely was paying attention to that mana bar to see if it was ever going to be doable. I don't have ult available to me currently, and all of my jungle camps are up, so a bot lane gank would actually be really bad timing here. So I'm not going to do that. If I had ult there, I could consider just really going for it, but without ult and every single one of my camps up, going for bot gank here would be really dumb. Because I would literally instantly lose all my top set camps if the Sejuani like even plays for it for a single second. And nothing I can do mid either. It'll be fine for a second. I just need to clear this. And maybe I can re-kill the Aurelia with my next ultimate. That could be very nice, potentially. But Tahm Kench just traded a large amount of his health. Okay, Aurelia traded all her health too, actually. This is doable. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna hit this one more time here to extend my passive. And then we move up. Click the ult, and we just move towards the Aurelia. It should be okay, I think, if she runs. I need to click my Q before it ends. I mean, she doesn't beat me here. It's not happening. Goodbye. killing her there is it's huge beyond like anything you can imagine. Like, I get the 300 gold, but she was a higher level than me, so I get a tremendous amount of experience there as well. And I was just like the stacks, I prepped them off my camp, and I was able to walk the full stack into a triple Q against the Aurelia, and she doesn't have a chance at half HP. I cannot do that against the full HP Aurelia because she will just click W, hold it, get damage reduction, and then I wouldn't get enough damage in there to kill her. But because of this situation, I was able to do so. My bot lane seems to be doing well. It's not bad. Alright, so after I finish these Void Grubs, though, I will not be playing for topside much anymore. I'm just going to see if I can hammer the rest of it through bot lane this game. See if I can maybe loop in behind real quick here. I don't have stacks, but like his position is not very favorable to him right now. That's fine. Actually smite at the end there, because after I use my W, he has a potential threat of just straight up ulting me. And if that happens, I might just die there because I wouldn't be able to cleanse it anymore. This is a very risky situation on these Void Grubs because of Aurelia. I'm gonna drag it over this way a bit. Okay, that's a little bit out of range. Okay, it seems fine. I'm just gonna smite it. I need this Tom Kench to not be AFK right now. Snare him so he can't dash for a second. That's not the best E timing, my boy. That was pretty bad, but I guess it works. He saw that like the Tom Kench was coming, or sorry, the Pyke was coming in, and Tom Kench just insta-ate him, which was very bad timing. Because then Pyke missed his ultimate for no reason, essentially. This doesn't seem like a great situation. My mid laner doesn't have much mana, and I have 2,000 gold in my inventory. So I really want to back to be able to like have a chance at contesting that dragon. Do this, take the boots, and we just move. I'm gonna hold the rest of my money because I want to go for the Infinity Edge. So buying anything else is not going to be worthwhile. Need to just keep the money for it. I'm gonna be on my way to the dragon right now. She is doing bot scuttle, or is about to. I might just be able to ult mid lane. We're gonna do first is hit this camp, get our stacks up. Aurelia is now just mid lane, very interesting. Seems that my gank amounts have tilted her a decent amount. We're just gonna go ult bot because we're not gonna go mid, obviously. Prep the Q before we go. Snare the Blitzcrank there. Nope, he flashed very, very cleanly. Aurelia just dove mid. Is she tilted? Did I just tilt the Aurelia that much? I was able to flash Q the dragon to get the hit. Okay, we're looking pretty good. Just need to kill on Blitz, which I would have gotten if not for the like very nicely placed flash, really. Guess I should have thrown my thing a little bit closer to the wall, but... Snare this guy. Ah, okay. Oh! Ooh. Goodbye, buddy. Okay, well that guy just walked up to it, so we'll take it. I was not going to be able to walk back into that. Unless, obviously, Samira does what she just did, so I was able to clean her up. Which was relatively lucky, I suppose. Oh, Aurelia forced the lane switch. Interesting. I mean, she is getting kills, I guess. This Aurelia was sick and tired of playing top lane and getting killed, I guess. Oh, man. I'm gonna have to do red first here. I could technically kill the... could I? She is pretty damn strong. I don't really know if I want to disrespect her that much. Do I have enough damage for this? We'll see. Prep the Q. I do have enough damage for this. Okay, perfect. Just went for the triple Q situation there. Oh, okay, we're good. I'm not going to go for that because obviously I'm out of gas. Like, I can't keep going with that HP. No flash available, no ult available. It's just going to be too much. That worked out pretty well for me. I was able to just do a lot of damage to the Aurelia. She didn't have steel caps yet, so that really helped. If she had steel caps with this, she's buying steel caps pretty much, right? Then I would not have gone for that, because that would have cut my damage by like 10%, which is just not going to work. I'll take the time now to look for the Rift Herald, hopefully. I mean, we're looking in a very, very favorable position right now for this game. But this is definitely not over yet. Especially knowing low ELO games, people could just start throwing super hard. This Aurelia just gets like a little bit of kills, things will go badly very fast. Or that top lane situation, obviously. That also doesn't work. I might be able to get him still. He is very low health. Gonna hit the bush to get this movement speed, and we're also gonna hit the Q here to get an extra bit of movement speed. Okay, just finish him off. Perfect. I profane Hydra before I walk into it, just in case. If he is within range of hitting it, I will cancel his back. But it should be good. It's not too bad. Good kill. We almost have our Infinity Edge now, so we're going to keep clearing until we get it. It should be just blue now after that turret kill, which is good for me. Alright, that's a straight up Infinity Edge purchase. That's very strong. There we go. I am incredibly strong right now. My bot lane now needs to make sure that they don't over-aggress. Aurelia is on the map. Looming. Probably a little salty as well. Oh, man. Yeah, CS looking good. Stats looking good. This guy's probably going to shove the wave, so he's going to walk up to it. I'm imagining this Samira walks forward here. It seems like a pretty classic ADC move to do. Got no stacks, but prep Q, hit this, and then finish him, basically. Okay, a little bit unfortunate, but... Walk into the bush. Don't try to melee chase, just walk into the bush and finish her off that way. If you try to, like, run after her melee range, you should always just stop doing that instantly. Definitely just walk to the bush, use Rengar's passive range. It's massive to get in range of things, and that will make things a lot cleaner. So Blitz is a stack I need. We see Blitz mid. I don't really see anyone else, so I just Herald. There's bot turrets worth 700 gold. Seems reasonable. The only one I have to be worried about is Aurelia, but she is also mid, so I just get 700 gold off of bot turret. We take those. What is this block? Stop doing this. What do you mean? Okay. Forcing me to walk around it, I see. That's actually quite a shutdown for Aurelia to get, I'm not gonna lie. I need to respect this position. Okay, I'm gonna see if Samira has just literally 0 brain cells, which I expect from ADCs, to be honest. Let's see it. Let's see your brain capacity, my boy. Okay. A little bit more of a respectful move. I cannot contest this dragon, I think. But I can be very patient and just sit here. This might be very dumb, actually. I should probably recall. If they collapse on me with 4 people, it's gonna be over for me. Like, I know the Samira's gonna walk for that, but I can't disrespect... Like, I can't go that far as to disrespect that. And this would have been a kill. Okay, they didn't end up going the way I thought they were going. Like, if they had some kind of inclination I was there, it would have been over for me super fast. My team is throwing quite a bit, though, now. Because that's another kill for the... for them. They did get that dragon. I'm not too happy about it, but because, like, the deaths and everything, I just wasn't gonna be able to contest that. Let's see if I can get into this position here. I know, like, her topside, their topside is spawning. Cannot get hooked by a blitzcrank. Just gonna have to walk with Pyke up to the topside here. Just gonna ult. That's one death. Snare this guy in this position. Why do you do that? Literally, you see Pyke coming and you ult him every single time. That's the second time where Pyke just missed his ult. That's really, really frustrating, because that's just a lot of gold missed. Right. That's okay, though. We're just gonna take all of this guy's topside camps. Clean it up nicely. Oh. I can't do this. Like, Pyke's rotation speed was too slow there, and I don't want to disrespect a steel caps Aurelia. She has 2 items. Like, she is too strong for me to consider fighting there without my finished armor penetration item. That's why I didn't go for it. If Pyke would have had faster rotation speed with better map awareness, basically, I would have fought her there. Because then with his backup being fast enough, I would have been fine. But in this instance, it wasn't worth the risk. That's just very good damage on the Aurelia, really. I don't have an ult. I don't have a way to get into that position, which is unfortunate. That's enough for me, I think. Yep, good. Aurelia's dead at least. I'll ult here. I need to get the Blitz there because he was worth my stack, I believe. I think I still had 4. I don't know if I killed Blitz at any other point. I knew a while ago I still needed Blitz, but I didn't pay attention there for a split second. We can definitely Baron here. That is absolutely the move. And why is he... Oh, he has teleport. Okay. I'm assuming he TPs now, right? Why are you TPing there? Oh my god, you monster. I think without Tahm Kench, actually here we might not be able to finish it, because I don't know if I can tank this with also having enough damage speed. Like, yeah, no, this... We have no Baron damage here comparatively. Do we make this? I think we still make this, actually, but it's very risky. If like Aurelia has TP here, things would end very badly for us. This Tahm Kench just massively ended not tanking Baron there. It worked out, like, don't get me wrong, but that's really, really greedy, because now that basically like when he does that, I'm forced to tank the Baron in that position, and if I have to tank the Baron, my damage gets cut in half. If this misfortune was not an Infinity Edge misfortune, but like an actual lethality misfortune, then we would have had 0 Baron damage. It would have taken forever. So that is very unfavorable and very bad decision making from Tom not to tank that, because the damage output we'd have at that point is just way too low. Let's buy another one of those. Okay, good. I need to take this red buff here. I need to make sure they don't get another dragon at all. Do not get killed. He needs to, like, we need to have pressure before this guy starts walking so far up for the split push. Because otherwise, if we don't have pressure first, then they get collapsed. He gets engaged on by, let's say, this Aurelia right now. And, yeah, he would just die for no reason. And if he dies for no reason, then they don't even lose turrets for his death or something like that, which is something that cannot happen. If they are going to engage the Tahm Kench, we need to at least be able to trade turrets or turret damage for it. He just mauled our ult at top lane, okay. 30 seconds on Dragon, which I'm currently keeping my eye out for. Hit this in the bush for the stacks. Don't spin him away from me! You are an absolute buffoon, Tahm Kench. Holy moly, man. Oh, she didn't actually walk into that, okay. Dude, his, like, eat position is absolute garbage. I didn't kill because... Okay, fine. If he just spits that guy out on top of me, that dude just instantly dies. But now I had to chase him and, like, even flash forward as well. That's so unfavorable. I'm dead here, aren't I? W, hit the Q. Okay, very, very close, actually. This is not a great position to be in. Might have to ult here. It's gonna go Dragon, I think. Mid turret, maybe, but, like... Aurelia's now respawning and we're 20% HP, so... Just take the turret and go Dragon, please. That's the TP. I'm gonna prioritize taking the objective so we don't lose the Dragon right now. My team is very greedy. I'm not happy about having to use Flash for that kill. That definitely cost me quite a bit. It is what it is. Okay, good. How much is this thing? 1900? I should be able to farm that out nicely. Dude, those Tahm Kench eats this game are wild. Like, he's helping the enemy team as much as possible. Do I have enough money? Do I get enough money from this? I do. Okay, perfect. Perfect amount of money for Collector, not bad. Okay, Tahm Kench is just dead. This split solo behavior where he just dies for no reason is bad for us because we're just going to be a man down for like 45 seconds now. Unless by some miracle Pyke actually saves him. He doesn't have Warmog, so he can't regenerate his health. Wow. If that Blitzhook was slightly angled up, the enemy team would have just won the game there. I say won the game. Won a massive fight and given them a chance at the game. I don't know if I can make this. Auto attack move into the Aurelia, one-shot her. Then we instantly ult. Scout out the rest. There's the Samira. Grab the Q, jump up and kill her as well. That should be okay. You have flash too. He does not land those. I'm gonna have to use my W there again for the heal. I am out of HP. Like, I actually have nothing to do here. I can't really go back to my jungle in this position either. Like, I get hit by one Malzari, I'm just dead. I just have to recall. I don't have a choice. Gonna go Red Bolt here because it's the biggest item I can buy with the money I had, and the next fight's most likely the last one, even though the game ends right now. But yeah, that was it for Rengar. I hope you guys have enjoyed both of these games. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you learned anything from it, please make sure to hit the like button below. Helps me quite a lot. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the endgame stats. Alright, so for the endgame stats here for game number 1, I ended up doing a 13.1k damage, which is a very respectable amount. This small fight actually did a lot of damage. That's very interesting. True damage 400, objective damage at 16.9k. Nasus did quite a nice amount there as well. Healing done 11.8, damage taken at 17.6. Self-mitigated another 9k here. Gold earned at 10k gold, very good. Obviously, short game, so yeah. Rune, obviously had Conqueror on this one. Bit of healing, but mostly the adaptive damage here that came into value. A Triumph for the HP restoration, Alacrity for the attack speed, cut down for the damage, like upfront damage is more important than execute damage because your Profane Hydra does more damage on low HP. So getting it down there is going to be more significant for the burst. So we go cut down. Obviously doesn't do much in this game, but yeah. Relentless for the movement speed, mobility, and then Eyeball Collection for the extra AD. If you want to switch this page around to go for a Dark Harvest setup, instead of like, because you have Dark Harvest, Electrocute, Fleet, or Conqueror, as you see here, then you just make sure that you take Relentless, Eyeball, Sudden Impact, and then Cut Down and Alacrity from this tree, regardless, and you can switch it up and then pick the Dark Harvest or the Electrocute if necessary. Build-wise here, Profane Hydra, Infinity Edge, and then a Lord Dominic's or a Mortal Reminder for the armor penetration. Then after that, you are just looking at a Collector most of the time, and then you're looking at things that would finish it off. Maybe an Edge of Night for a spell shield, maybe a Serp Fang for some shield cut that could be very good at the end, or Axiom Arc to get way more ult tempo. Something like that would generally be something you can end it with. If you need a large amount of sustain for some reason, and you're really struggling with like heavy tank situations, then I would recommend going for a Bloodthirster, because then the Bloodthirster will give you the sustainability, the lifesteal you need to be able to survive those types of situations as your last item. But yeah, moving into game number 2, we ended up doing 24k damage, which is the highest of my team, but not the highest in the game. Aurelia did a relatively good job at holding some good damage. She struggled a lot because obviously I killed her quite a few times. She could have been a lot scarier this game, to be fair, especially with Tahm Kench inting her quite a bit early on, so ended up working out for me. Could have been a potential problem, but yeah. True damage at 1000. Pyke only has 16. I mean, to be fair, the amount of Pyke ults he missed are not great for him, I suppose. Objective damage at 52k, very solid. Healing done 21.9. Damage taken at 30k, which is less than Tahm Kench, obviously, that makes sense. Self-mitigate another 18k, should be less than Tahm Kench as well. Gold earned at 15,000, which is more than 5k more than the rest of the game, which is very good, obviously. For the runes, Conqueror only healed me for 161. Again, same thing applies with the runes, like I said it several times this video as well. But yeah, adaptive damage here is very relevant. Melee bruisery team on the enemy side. Conqueror is great. Triumph for 1168 health and a bit of gold. Alacrity for the attack speed, cut down for the bonus damage like up front so you can burst them lower. Relentless for the movement speed and Eyeball Collection for the AD. We got further into this build, as you can see, than the first one, obviously, because this game is longer. But Last item in this position, I would have most likely gone for an Edge of Night in this game specifically because of the spell shield being valuable to block things like Blitz Hook, Malzahar ult as I jump in, Aurelia stun, that type of stuff. There were some valuable skills to block, like I said, Joani ult could be a thing as well. So most likely would have opted for that one in this game. And at the very end, selling boots potentially for like an opportunity for the movement speed compensation could be good. Or even like a Bloodthirster if I needed the added sustain at the end to maybe deal with Aurelia a little better. Could have been the finishing touches there. But with all that being said, that was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to the like button below. And I will see you guys tomorrow with another one. Bye.